So I will be covering 4 news today, and I will be discussing the effects of the incidents or the actions of the company to the microeconomics and how it affects the demand of the consumer, how it affects the customers of their company. So I will be presenting to you today 4 companies. So let me begin with our first company. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so as I've mentioned, we will be discussing macroeconomics for today. And from Group A, I am Joseph Exiomo, your news reporter for today. So first is revamped Angkas app to launch in 2024. So this news talks about an application or a mobile app, which is Angkas, a ride-hailing app in the Philippines. So as we all know, Philippines is known as one of the most traffic congested countries, particularly in Metro Manila. So traffic has been a major problem ever since 1970s in the Philippines. And it is not just a traffic congestion, but it has a significant impact in Philippines economy because hundreds of thousands of dollars are lost because of traffic jams, because of the issue of traffic alone. And removing poverty, removing unemployment rate in the picture, congestion alone takes a huge impact on the economy of the Philippines. And because of this, several mobile programmers, several companies have tried to minimize the effect of traffic in the Philippines. So there is a rise of new ride-hailing apps, so including Angkas. But Angkas is like an Uber type of application, but instead of using four wheels, it is using motorcycle vehicles. So because using motorcycle vehicles is more convenient in terms of traffic congested lanes. You can just go sideways, you can just go anywhere because it's easier to go to a narrower lane compared to four vehicle lanes. So there is this rise of new ride-hailing apps, which is Angkas is the number one ride-hailing app, should I say, in the Philippines. But the problem is because the demand is increasing, people are wanting to go to their work faster compared to riding taxis or Uber or Grab. They try to download this app, which is Angkas. And it has a negative effect on the system. So there are glitches that occur in the system because of uh, over quantity of people downloading the app. So there are glitches in the system. And one of the glitches in the system is improper pin location. So there are instances that the driver uses GPS to track the location, and this driver is driving along the sea or the ocean. So it's not accurate. So that's one of the glitches that is happening in the application. And one of the reasons why there are glitches is because of over quantity of people downloading the app. So what happens then? So when there are glitches in the system, of course, people will tend to use other applications which is more convenient because the essence of Angkas is to make life convenient for people. And yet, because of the hassle, because of the technical glitches, it it's like the opposite is happening. So what the CEO did is George Royeca from the Philippines. He tried to partner with a Hungarian IT company to help them improve the quality of the application. So Angkas is now improving its application to launch to launch in 2024. So it's just an initial step to improve the quality of the system in order to minimize the glitches uh, of the Angkas app. So this just says, because Angkas is just a 5-year-old application, mobile application. So there are trial and errors in the process, but they are doing what we call the opportunity cost, which is they're trying to give up something in order to gain a better uh, output. So opportunity cost in microeconomics is it's the thing that you're willing to give up in order to gain something. And in the case of Angkas, they're trying to give up the number of the quantity of users. They're trying to stop the operations for a while in order for them to focus on the quality. So they're trying to give up the quantity that they currently have in order to focus on the quality of the application. So that's one thing, the opportunity cost. Because if they don't do it, there are other new ride hailing apps that is in the market nowadays, in the Philippines alone. So the elasticity of demand will be affected because people will now have other options other than Angkas. So they will try to shift the demand to other companies. And when that happens, the market share of Angkas will be affected, will decrease because lesser demand will come to them and will transfer to other major ride hailing apps, including Grab, including Lala Move, including Move It, and Joyride. So there are currently 5 major motorcycle taxis in the Philippines other than Angkas. So Angkas now has 4 major competitors. So it will have a great effect on their business if they focus just on the quantity rather than the quality. So for the next news, we move on to the Netflix to become new home of WWE Raw beginning 2025. So Netflix is a huge company, and Netflix has been streaming all around the world. So mostly people around the world are familiar with how Netflix works, how the subscription works, how the exclusive live streaming rights works. And for this news report, I will be focusing on the WWE Raw and starting 2025. So for Netflix gained exclusive live streaming rights to WWE. And WWE is a uh, platform or a sports platform where you can watch wrestling. And many people are uh, watching this. So it's a huge gain to Netflix if they uh, gain the exclusive live streaming rights for this alone, for this WWE. So, in this matter, uh, we will discuss how it affects or how Netflix exclusive live streaming rights of WWE will affect their business. So we will tackle these things one by one. So of course, as I've mentioned, Netflix has become the new home of WWE Raw starting 2025. Okay. So let's move on to Amazon. So for Amazon, um, in this case, Amazon has secured the streaming rights of NFL earlier this month. So it includes wildcard playoff games for the next season, and it owns streaming rights of IPL. And now, with the introduction of Netflix in the picture, Netflix is going to be the exclusive home for WWE Raw in US and Canada and UK as well. So Netflix ended their 2023 with 260 million subscribers worldwide. So I'm talking on a worldwide scope. So this deal will help Netflix in gaining new subscribers because, as I've mentioned, many people are inclined in watching WWE Raw. So it's a big gain to the company. And it's also a risk to take. But of course, Netflix is a huge company and they afford to take risks. So, how microeconomics work in this? So, it's a win-win situation for both Netflix and the WWE Euro because currently WWE is aired to over 180 countries worldwide. So other than the US, the massive audience and fan base of WWE is in the UK, Canada, India, and Germany. So with this deal between Netflix and WWE to stream or to have the exclusive live streaming rights, it will increase the subscriber base and demand of Netflix in these regions. So it's a win-win situation, as I've mentioned. So Netflix will attract a huge audience of wrestling fans all over the world who might not have previously considered subscribing to Netflix. So it's a good start for them, let's say, and more subscribers will eventually mean higher revenue and income. So it's with the increase in demand, they have to, uh, of course, maintain their performance or maintain their good performance in the market in order for them to retain this large numbers of subscribers coming in. So, as I mentioned, because WWE will attract new audience and fans from all over the world, Netflix has established a solid presence in their market of live streaming. So that's it for uh, Netflix. So let's move on to Manulife and Loblaw deal. So what is the issue or what is the uh, situation here in Manulife and Loblaw deal? So Manulife is an insurance company. So it's a very popular insurance company, not just here in Canada, but all over the world. So Manulife has been existing for more than a century now, and it's been not just it had its office not just in Canada but also in the Philippines, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, all across Asia, and some in Europe. And Manulife has been performing well in stocks, uh, particularly when you look at stock prices. Manulife has been in the top companies. So, what is the implication of having a deal with Loblaw and Manulife? So, Manulife uh, told, or the representative of the Manulife says that it will only cover specialty drugs at any pharmacy that has an exclusive deal with Loblaw. So they announced it earlier this month, earlier this February. So uh, there are, however, criticisms that came because of this decision. Because uh, this sudden change is very abrupt, and the public are uh, criticizing this action from Manulife because the company said that uh, their action, this action of having deal with Loblaw, is rooted in the company's long-standing history and culture. So this decision ensures that they ensure, however, the Canadian that they will have more choice and access and flexibility in managing their health. And they said that this changes will be made effective swiftly and that further updates will be posted to its website. So it's currently ongoing. It's an ongoing process of dealing with the Loblaw. And members with specialty drug prescriptions can still receive their medications through Bayshore and other Loblaw owned pharmacies. And just for your information, these specialty drug prescriptions, they are covering those illnesses that are critical. It's not just simple uh, sickness. So people are collaborate, people are criticizing this action because it's inhumane, it's very swift, and it's not giving them due process to adopt to the new policy. And of course, it sparked backlash from the people. So, and not just people, but for some experts as well. So, some said that they believe that this is a question of patient choice and respect for patients' autonomy and well-being. And also, the Manulife and Loblaw deal raises questions over uh, ties between insurance companies, big drug retailers, and others. So they're also gaining traction in Canada. And it is not an isolated incident. It is the case of insurance companies following a certain trend that we know for a fact only works for insurance providers and not the patients. So with this, having said this, uh, Manulife is, as I mentioned, one of the biggest insurance companies here in Canada. But it is not the only insurance company available. So with this, having received several criticisms, the elasticity of Manulife's demand will be greatly affected. Why? Because other than Manulife, there are other big insurance companies. And Manulife has been known for uh, good service to people. They are known for charity events, charity programs. And yet here, the Manulife and Loblaw deal is like giving the opposite impression to the people. So with this, having said this, they are trying to risk their reputation of the company, not just the reputation, but also the long-standing history and culture of the company, because they're trying to make it exclusive with the Loblaw pharmacies. So, and for some information, other Loblaw-owned pharmacies are not accessible. They are not accessible to remote places, and not all people have the capacity to go to a Loblaw drugstore just to buy a specific drug they need because of this policy. And with this, the market share of Manulife will could be. I'm not saying it's a certain possibility, but it could be affected because of this decision. And lastly, the United Airlines to lose money over Boeing Boeing groundings. So this issue or this news arose when during the mid-flight incident of the United Airlines. So what happens is uh, a major U.S. Airline, which is the United Airlines, expects to lose money in the 3 months between January and March due to the grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets. So uh, This started when the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration grounded 171 of the flights after an unused door broke away during mid-flight. So United Airlines has 79 of the aircraft uh, in its fleet and more than any other carrier, followed by Alaska Airlines. So both airlines have been forced to cancel hundreds of flights this month as inspections are carried out. So there are cancellation of flights happening because of the incident after an unused door broke away during the mid-flight. So the United Airlines has said it expects the planes to remain grounded until last month, January 26, and its forecast assumes it won't be able to fly them at all this time. So during this February, it's still being investigated. So the issues at Boeing, which is now facing government investigations of its manufacturing process, have also scrambled United efforts to expand its fleet. So, in an interview with CNBC, Chief Executive Scott Kirby told analysts that the firm has not canceled its orders with Boeing but was considering alternatives. And he called this latest grounding the straw that broke the camel's back. So Boeing has been struggling to restore confidence since fatal crashes in 2018 and 2019. And it involves another version of its 737 MAX plane that led to a global grounding for more than 18 months. So it's a very long time to stop or to postpone a business. So 18 months is not just a few months to consider because in business, time is money. And you're losing money for 18 months. And that is a very huge amount. So with that having said, I agree with the statement of Chief Executive Scott Kirby that it is the straw that broke the camel's back. And they are taking actions on comprehensive plan to bring the airplanes safely back to the service and to improve their quality and delivery performance. But as I mentioned, they are losing huge amount of money and they have to do something about it other than the investigations being performed today. And of course, there is the Alaska Airlines, which I said is another well-known company from Portland, Oregon to Ontario, California that they reached they began their emergency descent according to a flight tracking data after the unused emergency exit door blew out. So it's not an exclusive incident that happened to United Airlines and Boeing alone. So other popular airlines have experienced that too. But despite there are other companies that are in the market. So with this incident, United Airlines could decrease their market share because it has a negative impression with the people. And with that, the demand of the people in using United Airlines could be affected. Not just affected, but greatly affected because of this incident. And currently, as I speak, the FAA did not order the older model to be grounded while the visual inspections are carried out by operators. So in the wake of the incident, Boeing said it would increase inspections and bring in an outside expert to review its processes, among other measures. So that's it for the news report for today. And I hope we gain new insights, we gain new learnings on how these core businesses affect or impacted the economy, particularly in microeconomics, how their businesses have been affected by this for unforeseen events, by this sudden decisions they made, by this opportunity that came, and how they applied the principles of microeconomics in bringing their business on top of the market. So thank you and good morning.